What is up, YouTube, and welcome back. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there, especially my mom. I love you, mama. And just a pro tip, guys, don't buy your mom flowers that are just going to be dying in 2 days. Buy her some stocks instead. They'll last a lifetime. And if you want to know exactly what stocks to buy, you came to the right place. Today is Sunday, and I hope you know what that means. Sunday Stock Talk. So as always, I'll be updating you with the stock market news that came out over the weekend, what stocks I'm watching this week, and what I'm expecting for the overall stock market. And finally, an update on my long-term portfolio and what stocks I bought last week. So with that all said, guys, let's get into the trades. This is this week's watch list that I have. I have Starbucks, Facebook, Tesla, Beyond Meat, Apple, and of course, the S&P 500 or SPY. I want to start out by talking about the elephant in the room, and that is Tesla. So I'm sure many of you have already heard this news here that Elon Musk has threatened to move out of California, and he is suing Fremont County. This is where one of Tesla's main manufacturing plants resides. Now, I've said this over and over and over again. Elon Musk is a crazy, crazy man. Now, it's impossible for me to tell you whether or not Tesla is going to be going up or down. I do think that this is going to be some good publicity for their company, and they will be moving to Texas where they have less restrictions for businesses right now. But I do ultimately think that Tesla is a great company to invest in, and many investors agree with me on this. Tesla's biggest Wall Street bull thinks that Tesla will reach $15,000 by 2024, and I'm thinking this might be a bunch of bull. But she did give a lower estimate of $7,000 by 2024. I'm not sure whether or not this will actually come true, but I do see a lot of value in buying Tesla. Ultimately, I think that Tesla will be making another big move this week based on this news, and I think this is going to be some good publicity, so we might retest the highs that we saw in April of around 875. Let me know down in the comments below which way you think that Tesla is going to be going, because we all know that it's going to make a big move, and it's all about determining which direction it's going to go. The second stock that I want to talk about is Beyond Meat. So they are currently super overvalued, currently at 75 RSI. So they had their earnings report last week that nearly doubled their stock's value, and I think that this is going to be selling off this week. Here's why I think that they're overvalued. They have a lot of competition from big name brands such as Kellogg, Kroger, Nestle, and Kraft Heinz. There's a lot of competition in the faux meat industry, so they're going to have to see a lot of sales in order to beat out these companies. But McDonald's has expanded their own little experiment with vegan burgers by offering Beyond Meat to their customers in Canada. Back in January is when we saw this, and analysts from JP Morgan are saying that they might just land a spot on McDonald's menu. Again, personally, I think that the stock is overvalued right now, but if they do come to McDonald's, best believe I'm going to be buying 10 of their burgers. Remember a couple years ago when Mark Zuckerberg was drinking a glass of water during one of his court hearings and it turned into a meme? Well, they better grab a whole gallon, because this news is high. Facebook users always find something to be mad about, and hell, I would too if I was using an outdated social media platform. This week, they are suing Facebook for $550 million. Ultimately, they were using a facial recognition software in order to create suggested tags, and people didn't agree to this, so now everybody has a chance of getting between $150 and $300 from Facebook. And we all know that cash piles are dwindling down because of this market crash, and they're about to lose $550 million. With this news in mind, I think that Facebook will be taking a plunge. They're already pretty overvalued, currently at 64 RSI, and they're coming pretty close to their all-time high. So I think this is going to act as a resistance, and they will sell off majorly this week, probably coming down to this EMA line. In terms of a long-term investment, I think this is actually a great company to invest in because they have innovative products, are always coming out with something new. Even though they're being sued every other week, you still see them climbing more and more. I'm also on the lookout for Apple this week. Many of you have probably already heard this, but Apple is reopening some of its US retail stores in 4 states starting next week. Now, the stores that they're opening in include Idaho, South Carolina, Alabama, and Alaska. Well, this sounds like great publicity, and I think that Apple stock will be going up this week because of it. These states just aren't heavily populated, and they might not see a lot of revenue increase from opening them. I've praised Apple over and over again on how great of a company they are. We saw them gain a lot of value from 200 to 328 in a matter of only 3 months, and now they're coming back to test this high, and I'm really kicking myself in the butt because I wanted to buy it around 280 and I was too stubborn to buy it at 285. But you know, we all have our losses. I will ultimately try to buy into Apple for my long-term portfolio. Again, I think that they are going to be continuing up, although they are currently pretty overbought on the 6-month chart at an 80 RSI. The final stock that I want to talk about is Starbucks. They had their earnings report last week, and we saw them drop about 10% from the top all the way to the bottom here in a matter of only 4 days. This was because of their sales numbers, but they actually did give guidance for the next quarter. They're saying that they're working on a social distancing framework, and also they said there would be certainly significant declines in revenue, but once the virus impact is fully felt, recovery will not be far off. So this is a great long-term investment, but my bets are on that they're going down this week, and I'm going to be buying a bearish option because they're approaching this resistance currently at $78. So I think that they'll be coming down just based on their sales numbers and not doing well as a company overall during this quarter. Now, obviously, this video wouldn't be complete without showing you my long-term investments for this week. So I want to show you Robinhood first. Currently, my account balance is $74.38.92. And although it's been a pretty choppy week, I am currently up 7.45% and over $500 for the week. Now let's check out my account history to see what I bought. This week I ended up adding 3 different ETFs to my long-term portfolio. First one of which is JETS. So just as the name suggests, JETS invests in both US and non-US companies, including major passenger airlines, manufacturers, airports, and terminal service companies. So this is the overall market for the airline industry. And before I even get into this ETF, I just want to say I'm going to be really upset if airlines start charging more for snacks to make up for all the lost revenue that they've seen this year. And you probably already know my reasoning behind buying into an airline ETF. And personally, I think that investing into an ETF is a lot safer than going with a single airline company, because some companies might go bankrupt if they don't balance their sheets correctly and have enough cash that can last them through this crisis. Now, I'm not expecting a super quick recovery for the airline industry, but I'm expecting a recovery nonetheless. I think that once traffic starts to pick back up and life kind of goes back to normal, I think we can at least start to trend up a little bit. I ended up buying these shares at $13.47, and I'm already up about 6% almost. I also invested my money into everyone's favorite ETF, ticker SPY. I don't think I have to explain much about SPY because everybody already knows about this. With that all said, I do have a bullish outlook on the overall market now, as nothing seems to be bringing it down. Even though the unemployment numbers are just absurd, the Fed keeps on printing money into the stock market. And unless we have another black swan event, I think that SPY is going to 300. We all know that the US stock market is one of the greatest in the world, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. All right, the final ETF that I bought into is ticker DFEN. I talked about this in a previous video. This is a 3x leverage index that follows aerospace and defense companies. So this is companies like Boeing, this is companies like Lockheed Martin. And the reason why I saw value in this is because we might enter into another trade war. So this might be trade war 2.0. During the last trade war, from December 2018 all the way until January of 2019, this more than doubled in value. Currently it's trading at 1088. It is very close to this all-time low here at 663. So this ultimately has a lot of potential for growth, I believe. So that is all my long-term investments that I made this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed the new style for my Sunday stock talks that I brought you. So let me know down in the comments below if you like this format or if I should just go back to the old ways. Don't forget, if you want to know what I'm investing in on a day-to-day basis, go check out my Discord link right now. It is the first link down in the description. So with that all said, guys, remember to stay positive, stay green. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.